What if I told you that most people don't lose their time by accident? They auction it, minute by minute, to every ping, plan, and person that asks first. Not because they're weak, but because their days are built like open-air markets instead of fortresses. You wake up into noise, you spend your prime hours reacting, and by evening you are a landlord who realizes every room in your mind has been sublet to strangers. The ancient Stoics didn't have smartphones, but they lived in cities full of messengers, politics, demands, and drama. They didn't search for more hours. They forged better borders. They believed that time is the one thing that once spent cannot be refunded, and attention is the coin that pays for every life you'll ever live. If you guard it, you get power. If you give it away, you get regret. Today I'll hand you 11 brutal practical Stoic rules to protect your time and guard your focus in a world designed to fracture both. These are not tips. They're laws for a calmer, stronger calendar. Follow them and you won't merely be productive. You'll become sovereign. Before we begin, declare in public that your time matters. Subscribe to the channel right now and hit like so this message reaches people who need it exactly when another hour is about to slip. And drop a comment. Does this happen to you? Spending the whole day reacting and, at night, feeling like you worked for everyone but yourself? Do you know someone who lives like this? Tag that person. Also write which hour of your day you want to protect starting today. Your comment is not decoration. It is a small wall put in place before the next storm. Rule 1. The gatekeeper hour. The first hour after you wake is not a public square. It is the throne room. No feeds, no inbox, no news, no favors. You begin with 3 moves. Water to the body, breath to the mind, and spear to the day. Water first because biology drives psychology. Breathe out longer than you breathe in, 4 in, 1 hold, 6 to 8 out, for 5 cycles. So your nervous system meets the day like a general walking, not a soldier sprinting. Then the spear. Write one outcome that, if achieved, makes today a win even if chaos visits. Not 10 tasks. 1 outcome. Put its first line where your eyes will land. Your phone sleeps outside the room or in a drawer on airplane mode. You are not late. You are early. You are sovereign. And you are pointing your attention at a single worthy thing while the city is still yawning. People think discipline starts with saying no at 3 p.m. It starts here by saying yes to 1 clean action before the world asks you 100 dirty questions. Rule 2. Calendar is contract. You don't find time. You draft it. Block deep work in 90, 120-minute arcs and defend those blocks like appointments with someone you respect. Because that's exactly what they are. Start on time even if you feel clumsy. End on time even if you feel on fire. The boundary at the end is as sacred as the boundary at the beginning because it keeps tomorrow from drowning in today's overflow. Name your blocks with verbs, not vague nouns. Draft client outline. Edit chapter 3, train lower body, record intro. Vague nouns invite interruption. Verbs tell your brain what hands will do. Put shallow work in small pens. 2 25-minute corrals for email and messages, 1 15-minute pen for admin. Anything that doesn't fit gets scheduled or declined. If a request doesn't earn a block, it doesn't earn your day. Rule 3. Kill the default yes. A leaky yes is a thief that smiles. You owe no one an instant answer that costs you your prime hours. Adopt the 2-sentence refusal and the 24-hour lag. The refusal. That doesn't work for me, followed, if you genuinely want to help, by a constrained alternative you control. I can do a 15-minute async update by Friday. Send me an agenda and I'll record a loom. The lag. I don't schedule on the spot. I'll confirm tomorrow by 10. People who pressure you to decide now want your time more than they respect your outcomes. The Stoic respects outcomes and knows that every yes is a no to your spear. Practice in the mirror until your mouth trusts you. Your calendar is a constitution. Amend it rarely. Enforce it daily. Rule 4. Notification famine. Your attention is being devoured by tiny wolves. Turn off everything that isn't a true emergency. Yes, everything. No banners, no badges, no buzzes. Group messages to scheduled checks inside your shallow work pens. Grayscale your home screen so your phone looks as boring as the worst elevator you've ever been in. Park it in another room for the gatekeeper hour and any deep work arc. If you must keep it nearby, bury it face down under a book like a misbehaving child in timeout. People will call this extreme. Good. Your results will call it sane. Seneca trained by living simply so luxury couldn't own him. You will train by living quietly so noise can't rent you by the minute. Rule 5. The one-tab rule. Multitasking is a rumor told by apps that want to be your boss. Your brain switches costs you minutes you can't invoice. One window, one tab, one verb. When the itch to check arrives, label it like a scientist. Urge to switch. Do not argue, do not explain. Write the urge on a scrap, return to the verb. If the urge persists, stand up, drink water, 3 deep exhales, sit, resume. You don't need more willpower. You need fewer exits. Close the exits and your attention stops trying to escape the room where your life is being built. Rule 6. Meetings' last rule. Most meetings are what happen when people fear responsibility and love the sound of their own indecision. You will require 3 things before you attend: an agenda with a clear outcome, pre-reads delivered 24 hours in advance, and a decision owner who can commit. No agenda? Send when ready. I'll review async. No outcome? What decision must we leave with? No owner? Loop me when someone can decide. If you do attend, arrive with your 1-sentence contribution written. Speak it. Ask the deciding question. Leave when your contribution is complete unless your presence changes the outcome. The Stoic builder measures by outcomes shipped, not hours performed in rooms with stale air. Rule 7. Batch your gates, email, DMs, chat, approvals. Build gates and open them on schedule. Twice a day for email, once mid-afternoon for chat, 5 minutes at noon for quick approvals. You are not obligated to live with your head inside a letterbox. Craft templates that buy your future time. 4-sentence updates, decision memos, yes, no, plus next steps. When someone writes a novel, reply with a template that asks for bullet points and a single question. When someone forwards chaos, reply with a request for a decision deadline. The person who asks for a decision date owns the tempo. Tempo is time in motion. Rule 8. Environment dictates behavior. If your desk is a landfill, your focus will be a scavenger hunt. Clear the 2 tables that define your day, the desk where you make and the table where you eat. Everything else goes into a tray. Create a start ritual basket: headphones, notebook, pen, water, a card with your opening sentence for the current block. Light the same candle, press play on the same instrumental, open the same file. Ritual is a door handle your nervous system can find in the dark. End your shower cool so your state flips from fog to steel. If you work at home, choose a corner that is only for deep work. Don't eat there, don't scroll there, don't fight there. Your brain loves zones. Give it zones that whisper, "We build here." Rule 9. The shutdown creed. Evenings are where tomorrow is stolen or secured. Choose a shutdown time and keep it like a curfew you respect. Run a 3-line ledger: what I did, what I learned, what I'll do next. Write the 3 outcomes that would make tomorrow a win. Stage the tool for the spear. Put your phone to sleep outside the bedroom. Dim lights an hour before bed. Read 1 page of something older than your phone. Say 1 honest thank you out loud. Tell your body you're safe. 4 in, 6 out, jaw loose. Sleep is not time off. Sleep is time invested. The world will try to convince you that hustling through midnight proves you care. What it usually proves is that you cannot guard a boundary. Guard this one and mornings become allies instead of crimes. Rule 10. The weekly council. Once a week, sit with your calendar like a senator, not a passenger. Audit where your hours actually went. Tag blocks: deep, shallow, reactive, restorative. Circle the thefts: meetings without outcomes, yeses you regret, interruptions you invited. Choose 3 levers for the next week: 1 thing to subtract, 1 to automate or template, 1 to reinforce. Plan a small reward that doesn't erase progress: a long walk, a call with a friend, a slow coffee in silence. Write one line of amor fati about the week's worst moment. Turn it into training. Delayed shipment, buffer policy, order Friday. Counsel is not complaint, it is course correction. The ship moves because you turn the wheel, not because you sigh at the waves. Rule 11, memento mori scheduling. You could leave life at any moment. Let that determine what you put on your calendar. Say yes to what aligns with your duty and craft, to the people you vowed to love, to the care your body needs to carry you, to the small boring steps that build the only life that is actually yours. Say no to the rest without rage or apology. Time isn't money, it is life. When you spend it well, quiet respect gathers around you like a weather front. Not likes, not noise. Respect, starting with your own. Pause, breathe, and make this practical. Subscribe now and hit like so your algorithm learns to show you guardrails instead of glitter. And comment with precision. Does this happen to you? Which rule will you apply today? Gatekeeper hour, notification famine, one-tab rule, shutdown creed. Do you know someone who needs this? Tag them now. Public words are small oaths. Oaths turn into habits when your calendar and your hands carry them. Now let's fit these rules into the real rooms where your time bleeds. Work, relationships, and health. At work, most people are professional firefighters in a town they secretly keep setting on fire. You'll stop. Before you open your inbox, you open your spear block. You ship one meaningful chunk, draft, edit, code, design, for 90 minutes. Then and only then do you open the gates. You reply with verbs and deadlines. You replace status meetings with async updates. You demand agendas like a pilot demands a flight plan. You create a no-meeting morning twice a week and enforce it. When someone asks for just 15 minutes, you ask for the agenda and the decision they need from you. If they can't articulate either, they aren't ready to spend your minutes. This is not arrogance. It is adult stewardship of a finite asset. In relationships, guardrails look like clarity, not coldness. You show your family your gatekeeper hour and ask for their partnership guarding it. You put a sign on the door that means deep work until 10:30, and then you actually end at 10:30 and return fully. You create tech baskets for dinner so faces can return to faces. You end a late-night conversation kindly when both of you are tired, because love without sleep breeds dumb fights that steal tomorrow. You teach your kids a small boundary sentence. I'm focused right now. I'll play at 6. Then you keep that promise at 6. Stoicism isn't a statue. It's a rhythm. Rhythm is how a house learns peace. In health, guarding time means you reform the edges that sabotage your days. You stop caffeinating into the evening. You keep your training appointments as if they were with a client, because your future self is the VIP. You walk for 10 minutes after meals. You treat food like fuel for attention, not like a mood anesthetic. You stop negotiating every morning about whether you'll move and decide once for the week. The body you keep is the engine that makes every rule possible. Train it with respect. Rest it with intention. Feed it without drama. The hours you think you're saving by skipping sleep are charged back to you with interest. Let's sharpen the tools you'll use the first time your rules are tested. Interruptions. You're in deep work and someone knocks or pings. You deploy the 3-layer gate. Layer 1. Signal. Noise canceling on. Focus 10:30-12. Rider. Sign visible. Phone out of room. Most interruptions die here. Layer 2. Script. I'm heads down until noon. Send a bullet with outcome needed and deadline, and I'll reply in my 1 p.m. gate. Layer 3. Escalate respectfully if the culture is chaotic. Block your calendar. Educate your team on gates. Ask your manager to endorse the focus blocks publicly, and lead by proving that your outputs justify your guardrails. People accept boundaries when they see the fruit. Give them fruit. Emergencies. There are real ones. A server down, a kid sick, a leak in the ceiling. The rule is not rigidity. The rule is triage. You break a block only for danger, safety, or serious loss. Not for disrespect, someone else's poor planning, or dopamine, your craving to switch. After the emergency, you run a post-mortem. What broke? What will change? What buffer will we build? This is how you keep from living in permanent urgent because you enjoy the drama. Be honest. Drama is a drug. Sobriety is a schedule. Requests. A colleague writes, "Can you jump on a quick call?" You reply, "What outcome do you need and by when?" If async works, "I can send a 2-minute loom by 4 p.m. If they insist on live, you offer 2 tight slots inside your shallow work pens. If they send a calendar bomb anyway, decline with grace. I protect deep work in the mornings. Those slots don't work for me. Repeat without apology. The first time is the hard time. The 10th time is policy. Meetings you do run. You open with the decision to be made, not introductions. You time box each topic. You leave with a single page. Decision, owner, deadline, risks, next check. You end 10 minutes early. Ending early is how you train a culture that time is oxygen and leaders don't steal it. If someone meanders, you steelman their point in one line and move. If someone dominates, you call on the quiet. If nothing needs a live room, you replace the meeting with a memo and block back the hour for builders. Builders build. Your job is to make building the default again. Distraction cravings. Your hand reaches for the phone. You notice, label, and redirect. You stand up, water, exhale. 1 push-up if you must. Sit, return. If the craving repeats hourly, increase friction. Phone in kitchen, sight blocker on default, grayscale on permanent. Put a photo on your desk of the person you promised to protect. You, your kid, your partner, your future. When cravings rise, look for 2 seconds. Ask, does this click serve them? The best guards answer to love, not shame. Let's install the focus ledger and the time budget. 2 simple practices that turn your rules into receipts. The focus ledger lives on 1 page. Each day you log, spear outcome, verb, deep work arcs completed, check marks, gates opened, counts, slips, 1 line, repair, 1 line, shutdown kept, yes, no, no essays. The ledger is a mirror. It shows you where you kept your word to your time. The time budget is weekly. You allocate rough hours to deep, shallow maintenance, relationships, and rest. If deep is less than 30% in a maker role, you're borrowing from your future. If rest is less than 20%, you're taxing tomorrow. Budgets make choices visible. Visible choices can be governed. Mid-video checkpoint. If this is changing how you see your day, subscribe and hit like so this kind of clarity beats the outrage economy in your feed. And write in the comments now, does this happen when someone tries to drop something on your calendar? Which boundary line will you use? That doesn't work for me. Send an agenda and objective. I'll confirm by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Do you know someone who needs these lines? Tag them and send it. Identity beats hacks. You aren't memorizing tricks. You are becoming the kind of person who does not rent their time to chaos. Identity is built with proof. For 21 days, keep 3 promises. Gatekeeper hour, 2 deep arcs before noon twice a week. Shutdown creed 5 nights out of 7. Every night, put 3 check marks or write missed and 1 repair. That's it. You don't fix your life in one grand gesture. You fix your time by keeping a small set of promises in public view until your brain stops asking if you're serious. Then you add a new promise if it serves your mission. Let's talk about the nice person trap, because many of us hemorrhage hours trying to be kind. Stoicism isn't unkind, it's honest. Here's how kindness and boundaries shake hands. When you say no, offer a true yes you can keep. No to a live brainstorm, yes to a 2-paragraph critique by Thursday. When you reschedule, give a time that protects your spear. No to 9 a.m., yes to 2:30 in my shallow pen. When you teach, template the lesson so you don't reteach it every week. When someone is habitually urgent, help them plan once, in writing, then stop enabling the pattern. The kindest thing you can do for a team is model a life where great work gets done and evenings belong to families again. You will slip. You will doom scroll past midnight. You will attend a meeting without an outcome and leave angry. You will say yes in a panic and regret it by lunch. The Stoic repair is short and clean. Own, extract, adjust, act. Own the miss without biography. Broke shutdown, scrolled. Extract 1 lesson. Phone sleeps in kitchen. Adjust environment, charger moves, grayscale on, blocker schedule extended. Act now, 10-minute walk, water, Open the spear document and type the first ugly sentence. Shame extends the theft. Repair closes the door. The day is not ruined. Time is fractal. A small, honest piece contains the shape of the whole. For entrepreneurs, students, parents, your specifics change, your laws do not. Entrepreneurs, your company will try to colonize every hour because there's always another feature, another call, another crisis. If you allow it, you will burn down the engine that makes the company possible. Protect 2 deep arcs per day, make async the default, and publish your decision policy so your team stops parking choices on your doorstep. Students, all-nighters are not badges, they're IOUs. Build a schedule where you touch each subject in deep arcs and log your progress. Parents, negotiate focused treaties with your partner. You protect 6 to 8 a.m. for me, I protect 8-10 p.m. for you, and defend them like you would a child's nap. The treaties build a house where both of you can breathe and build. Here's a micro-architecture for your week, the Stoic time fortress. So these rules stop living as ideas and start living as walls. Monday and Thursday mornings are builder mornings. 2 deep arcs, no meetings. Tuesday and Wednesday mornings hold 1 deep arc and 1 collaboration block. Friday morning is review and shipping. Every day has 2 gates for email messages, 11:30 and 16 hour, 5-minute admin at noon, and a 20-minute work of maintenance slot. Paperwork, invoices, house tasks. Evenings run shutdown creed. Weekends hold a 2-hour free craft block where you make something with your hands or mind without outcome pressure. Draw, write, fix, garden, because craft restores attention in ways consumption cannot. Place these on your calendar now. Guards need posts. Post them. You may hear an inner voice protest. But my job is different. My boss won't allow this. My family won't respect it. Some contexts are harsher than others. Start where you are. If you can't get 90 minutes, take 45. If mornings are chaos, guard 13 nari 14:30. If your boss is addicted to now, begin with the lag. I'll confirm by 10 tomorrow. If your family is skeptical, earn their buy-in by giving back exactly when you promised. People learn to respect boundaries that produce fruit, not speeches. Be patient and firm. Steel wrapped in kindness lasts longer than steel wrapped in fire. When you must do work you don't love, guardrails matter more, not less. Timebox drudgery. Pair it with a ritual. Reward completion with a short walk outside. Remind yourself that temperance is not only about what you avoid, it's about how you endure with grace. Your character grows when you treat low-glory tasks with high-honor attention. But do not let drudgery metastasize. Automate, delegate, or eliminate relentlessly. The point of guarding time isn't to do more of what drains you. It's to create room for what only you can contribute. A final word on philosophy. Memento mori is not morbid, it is efficient. When you look at your calendar through the lens of mortality, pings look silly and craft looks sacred. The dinner with your mother looks like a sacrament. The quiet hour reading a book older than your country looks like refueling your soul. The extra hour on a deck that nobody will remember next week looks like theft. There are many ways to waste a life. The subtlest is to serve every tiny demand and call it generosity. The Stoic does the opposite, serves what is worthy and calls it love. We're nearing the end. If your shoulders are lower and your breath is deeper, subscribe and hit like so this fortress you're building gets bricks every week instead of holes. And write in the comments now without putting it off. Does this happen to you? Where does your time leak most? Meetings? WhatsApp? The feed? Polite yesies? Do you know someone who needs to learn to protect their time? Tag them. Also leave a public 7-day commitment. Gatekeeper hour plus shutdown creed. 2 deep work blocks before lunch Tuesday, Thursday. No notifications for 7 days. Public words are rails. Rails carry trains through storms. We will close with a creed you can keep by your screen. Say it when the world begins to tug. My time is not a hallway anyone may wander. I open my gates on schedule. I build before I broadcast. I answer with outcomes and deadlines, or I do not answer. I keep a lag under heat. I ship at 80 and return for version 2. I train my body so my mind has a strong house. I end the day on purpose and begin it in peace. I love fate by loving the next true block on my calendar. I do not audition for urgency. I do not sell my focus for applause. I am a steward of hours. I am a guardian of attention. And when I slip, I repair quickly and resume my post. Close this video. Walk to your calendar. Draw the gatekeeper hour and the first deep arc. Put your phone to sleep where you must walk to wake it. Write the first line you'll type when the block begins. Then, when the hour arrives, walk in like a sentry opening the gate to a city he loves. That city is your life. Guard it. Build it. Live in it with the quiet pride of someone who knows exactly what they did with their time.